Dream Team, it's your boy Neal back with another reaction video, guys. In this one, we are back in the UK and we have anti-racism protests taking place across England after violent unrest. After all these riots, and a lot of people are saying about the far right, but I'm also seeing a lot of people saying in these videos that these Brits are just tired of, I guess, being treated unfairly. They're tired of immigration. They feel like it's raising the crime rates. They feel like these immigrant, I guess some of these immigrant gangs are not being policed. They're feeling like, in a sense, that they're losing their country, that the values of their country are going away. And that's what they're saying they're fighting against. While I've seen in multiple videos, the counter marches and the counter protests are people saying like, no, like, we welcome refugees. Like, Britain wouldn't be the Britain it is today without migrants, without refugees who come here. So we welcome that, and we are marching against those who don't. We are marching, right? And then there's a lot of misinformation about the stabbing in Southport. I feel like there's a lot of misinformation swirling around. But it's just a lot of craziness going on each side. Then you got Elon Musk throwing his 2 cents in, talking about a civil war and everything. It's just like a lot of unrest. But we looked at the side of, I guess you say the far right, or I guess you could say the people who are marching against immigration, who are marching against asylum seeking, and basically they're saying they want their country back. So here we are. We're going to react to the people who are saying, hey, immigrants are welcome, hey, migrants are welcome, hey, we're marching against those marchers. Before we dive into this, however, if you happen to enjoy this video, please don't forget to subscribe, get a video a thumbs up. And if you have a video suggestion you'd like for me to see, you can subscribe to Patreon and request it. There's a link in the description section where I take premium as well as free requests, or you just drop it right down in the comment section.
Thousands of people have taken to the streets of towns and cities across England in counter demonstrations against a wave of riots by anti-immigration protesters. More than 6,000 police officers were mobilised on Wednesday evening from Newcastle to Birmingham,
6,000.
Liverpool to Brighton, Sheffield to London. Apart from some isolated incidents in Aldershot and Chatham, the marches have been largely peaceful. The unrest came after misinformation was spread online that the suspect in a fatal stabbing of 3 girls in Southport just over a week ago was a Muslim asylum seeker. The first prison sentences for violent disorder have been handed down to rioters involved. The men, all from Liverpool, have been jailed for between 20 months and 3 years.
God
Inquests
dang.
into the deaths of the 3 girls have been formally...
That's what's truly hurtful in the heart of this situation. The fact that these 3 girls got their life cut short early by this man who committed a purely evil act. And it absolutely breaks your heart looking at these 3 girls. And I know there's death in the world every single day. And there's kids being killed, there's teens being killed, there's adults being killed. It just breaks your heart that so much evil could exist in the world.
Opened and adjourned until the end of criminal proceedings, the senior coroner giving her condolences to the families and friends of the girls. With more on the counter-protests, here's our correspondent Joe Inwood reporting from Bristol.
The city had been braced for trouble. So this part of Bristol is where a couple of immigration lawyers are based, whose addresses have been leaked online. And there was a real fear there could be a far-right protest taking place here today. But we've been here the last couple of hours, and there's not a sign of that. Instead, something very different has happened. Thousands of anti-racism protesters, trade unionists, members of the local black and Asian community, students, took over the streets in what was broadly a good-natured evening, but one that sent a message.
I feel ashamed for our country right now. It's just, we're not representing ourselves in any sense of a manner that's like admirable at all.
You can see a lot of places are boarded up, so there's been a lot of fear about what could happen, and it just felt really important that we were here to protect our community.
It was a picture repeated across the country.
Wow.
Walthamstow in London saw vast crowds gathered, as in Bristol, to oppose the far right, while there were colourful scenes in West London.
Refugees are welcome here! Refugees are welcome here!
In Sheffield, police had prepared for trouble, but none came. In Croydon, although there were...
I think that's truly awesome. In any group of people, there's going to be some bad. But an entire group of people should never be judged off the actions of a few. I think it's awesome that these guys, right, are protecting, I guess, I don't know how immigration lawyers' address gets leaked. That's ridiculous. But these guys came out, made sure nothing happened. And these guys are coming in droves. And it's like, hey, this is a different side of Britain. These people have different ideas than those on the far right. And not saying all the ideas on the far right are wrong. Not saying they can't be fed up and they can't be frustrated. Or not saying that they're not upset. And that they don't have a right to be upset. Not saying that at all. But I think at the end of the day, unity, love wins out. Well, that's at least what I hope at the end of the day. But whatever it is, I think Britain as a country has got to understand there are citizens that are unhappy. There are many citizens that are unhappy with the way that the country is going. And I'm not sure what issues or policies or what the politicians need to do, but something does need to be done. But shout out to these protesters.
A few arrests, things were generally peaceful. While a march between two mosques in Accrington was greeted by people drinking at the pub. And this was the scene in Newcastle.
Of course, protect our mosques, because we believe this is our house and this is house of God. And I think for them to stand up and really want to go around and try to destroy our mosques is something really heinous.
There were some isolated incidents. Aldershot was seemingly one of the few places the right-wing protests materialised. In Brighton, they were so outnumbered they needed police protection. According to the man who used to oversee the police, it's not only the counter-protests that kept the far right off the streets, but also swift prosecutions.
The techniques and the instruments that the police have now for identifying people, even with face coverings, I won't go into detail, are very, very advanced.
Okay.
And also, it is an offence to have a face covering to maintain a face covering in order to take it off by a police officer. So I think that the community has come together, and I think it's an extremely positive step.
Back in Bristol, and while there was a heavy police presence all evening, by 10 p.m. there had only been one arrest.
Oh, wow.
So this is Castle Park in Bristol, and it's here on Saturday that there were running battles between the far right and anti-fascist protesters, and there had been real fears that those scenes could be replicated tonight. But as you can see, nothing has materialised, and it seems across the country that picture has been repeated. And both government and the protesters on the street tonight will be hoping that this could be a turning point in this disorder.
For sure.
Joe Inwood, BBC News in Bristol.
Yeah, I just hope the UK can figure out how to best, I guess, make everyone happy, which I guess that's not something that you can truly do because there's always going to be people upset. But I don't know what the answer is. Y'all talk to me in the comment section. That was a dope video. Like I said, I saw it from the other side. I watched a couple of videos, but this was the first video I got to watch from this side, and that was really cool. That's all we have for this video. If you guys enjoyed that, please don't forget to subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and check out the next one. It's your boy Neal, out.